Welcome to our Devos this week, and we are talking about the power of words. Specifically, we're talking about how words can be used to give power to other people. And as Christians, what we want to do, if you're watching this and you're a Christ follower, you want to be a kind of person that is using your words for God's glory and to build other people up. And today I want to introduce another truthful statement about words that some of us forget, and it's simple. Words heal. Did you catch that? Words heal. Some words that you say to people have the unbelievable ability to get them to take a step in a healing journey that God is trying to put them on. Let's look at this from Proverbs chapter 12, verse 18. It says, there is one whose rash words are like sword thrusts. And I want to pause before I finish this because did you notice if you read about what the Bible says about words, there's usually some sort of a dichotomy where we see the power that words are used when it's being good, done in a good way, and the power that words can have when they're used in a bad way. And that's this proverb. He says, those who have rash words are like sword thrusts. They're cutting, right? They're cutting and they're hurtful. But he says, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. So he says that the words have the power to heal. Now, when I say heal, it's not like, if you come to me and you're like, hey, I just chopped my finger off. And I'm like, come on back, finger. And the finger just pops back up. That's not the kind of healing. But words fitly spoken at the right time will heal a person of something that has damaged them. I'll give you a couple for instances. Sometimes there are people that will hear something that Pastor Mike and I will say. And all of a sudden, a truth comes into their mind that they had never thought of. And it's not our truth, it's God's truth. It's not something particularly that we're wise about delivering, but it's just something that has come faithfully out of the text. And they hear that text, and it hits them in a way that is not even what we intended, like at all. Like not one bit of what we intended. It's like when we were writing our sermons, like we weren't thinking, okay, this is going to help Susie fix her broken marriage. No. But something we'll say about, God's not called you to heal the people around you. God's called you to love them and serve them. And all of a sudden, something releases in them. Like a truth comes, and what happens is the burden that they had been bearing goes away. Because those words, spoken at the right time, heal. And they cause freedom. So I want you to realize that. And the other thing, too, that's cool about words, okay, and this is connected to this. True words heal. Okay? True words heal. Like if I come and like if somebody was like to me, oh, Sam, you're so good at like sports and you're a basketball player and you can, like if you tomorrow wanted to be in the NBA, you can do it because you're like that good. Like, okay, those words might sound good, but they're absolutely not truthful. I don't even know how to play basketball. I was talking to the pastors the other day and like Pastor Ron and Pastor Jason are a little bit more, they know more about sports, and me and Pastor Mike, not so much. So if you talk to me and Pastor Mike about sports, we will smile at you and we'll be excited for you, but it's not going to go well, especially me. I think Pastor Mike actually knows more about sports than me. So, but here's the deal, okay? If you're like, oh, Sam, you got a body built for basketball, man. You're going to sink them hoops. Do they sink hoops? I don't even know if they do that. But you're going to sink those hoops. Okay, that might sound good, but it's not true. And also, it's going to send me down in a false sense of reality that I could actually do something that I can't. But here's what happens. When a word is true, if you look at someone and go, you know what? I know right now that your husband is abusing alcohol. Like I know your wife right now, she is lying or she's stealing or something. And I want you to know that God's going to hold you accountable for how you deal with them and the way you talk to them. But you know what? Their sin is not your sin. That right there, I've seen people that once they recognize that they're not responsible for other people, so to speak, they're liberated, they're healed. Why? Because words have the power to heal. Words have the power to heal. True words have the power to heal. So I want to encourage you today. There might be somebody in your life, and maybe they believe a lie. Maybe they're blaming themselves for something that they had absolutely no control over. Why don't you take a moment and send them a true sentence or two that could help to contribute to that healing. And here's the thing about healing words. They need to be said over and over and over again Okay? It's not just a one-time deal. Sometimes it needs to be said more than once. Sometimes it needs to be said more than 100 times. Those words come in, and they're like I liken them to a salve that you put on a burn victim. Okay, you see somebody that was badly burned, okay? They put one application of medicine on them. It does nothing. It does nothing. But how many applications does it take? It takes maybe 20, 30 before you start to see the skin being restored, before the pain starts to go away. That's what words can do. True words spoken in love, edifying, can heal somebody of a pain, of a lie, of even an addiction or a stronghold. That's the power of words.